My dear friends and collaborators of our CCBI Commission for Women, it gives me great joy to be part, even though for a short while, of the second National Conference of the CCBI Commission for Women, organized this year in this novel virtual way, thanks to the novel coronavirus, and of course, to our novel communications technology. I must begin by appreciating the great service that the CCBI Commission for Women has been rendering to the Church and society since its inception 11 years ago, a service which has only intensified along the years and which is geared to the empowerment of women, particularly of those who are deprived of their basic rights and dignity. Under the theme, Chosen to be a Missionary, Part 2, the present conference will see eminent speakers deal with momentous topics, which I shall try to highlight briefly and at random in this address of mine. First, Jesus and women. The Bible begins with the equality of the sexes. The creation account in Genesis chapter 1 tells us that men and women were created equal in the image of God. Verse 27. Neither received more or less of the image of God than the other. So as persons standing before God, men and women are absolutely equal. Genesis chapter 2 speaks about the differences in their God-given functions and responsibilities. Unfortunately, the Greek, Roman, and Jewish cultures viewed such differences in a manner that reduced women almost to the level of being mere possessions. And let it be said, our Indian culture is no different. In the New Testament, which celebrates the salvation of humankind, we see Jesus, the Son of God, showing great love and utmost respect for women. It is to the Samaritan woman at the well, John chapter 4, that Jesus first revealed directly that he was the Messiah, in what was considered to be an unprecedented departure from the organized pattern of behavior in his time. Jesus even had a small group of women disciples who traveled with him and provided for him. Luke chapter 8 verses 1 to 3. After his resurrection, Jesus appeared first to Mary Magdalene and actually sent her, a woman, as his emissary to announce his resurrection to his disciples. John chapter 20 verses 1 to 18. Today, men and women are called to stand as equals before God. It must be impressed upon society that without making one inferior to the other, God calls upon both men and women to fulfill the roles and responsibilities specifically designed for them. In fulfilling these God-given roles, humans should strive to realize their full potential according to the plan of their Creator. Only in obedience to Him and to His design will they, both men and women, be able to become what they are called to be in the fullest sense. Secondly, gender sensitization. It is pertinent here to mention Goal 5 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals spelled out in 2015 by the United Nations. Goal 5 is known as the standalone gender goal, and it reads, to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. It was heartening to note that by 2014, over 150 countries had committed themselves to equality between men and women in their constitutions. However, until 2 years ago, only 24% of all national parliamentarians were female. Stark gender disparities still remain in economical and political realms. It is enough to know that on average, women labor still fetches 20% less wages than men globally. Thirdly, violence against women. Let it be said that this violence is like a pandemic that is affecting all countries, even those that have made laudable progress in other areas. The United Nations has not ceased to give particular attention to this issue. Way back in 1993, the UN Declaration on the Elimination of Violence Against Women stood as a clear commitment by the international community to eliminate violence against women. In stark contrast to this, we see in our own country ever increasing cases of violence against women. Gender equality has to change the structures in a society like ours, which is steadily contributing to maintaining unequal power relationships between women and men. Achieving this aim is central to the protection of human rights and the functioning of democracy in our country. Fourthly, Laudato Si and Fratelli Tutti. Laudato Si calls for the development of an integral ecology which connects care of the environment with care for the human person. In reality, an integral ecology addresses the connected issues that the world faces today, such as poverty, denial of dignity to some, and the unabated destruction of the environment. Each of these, in some way, have a direct or indirect reference to women. Fratelli Tutti, the latest encyclical of Pope Francis, addressed to a humanity suffering from a health collapse, indicates a way forward to a better future for all by treating each other as brothers and sisters of the one human family. COVID-19 has shown that we are all a global community, all in the same boat. The Pope calls for a new kind of politics, one which is kinder and tenderer, open to dialogue and expressing love of neighbor. These being the basic characteristics of a woman, here is a call for women to be given more prominent roles also in the life of the Church. In fact, speaking to the members and consultants of the Dicastery for Laity, Family and Life last November, Pope Francis said that more must be done to include women in roles of advising and governance, without reducing them to having just a functional role. Fifthly, the rights-based approach. The rights-based approach is an attempt to give those who have often been left out of the larger social system and of its developmental programs and policies the right to claim what is rightfully theirs. As global citizens, it is our duty to use such rights-based approaches to make a more just and humane society a reality. In the context of this national conference, a rights-based approach would be an attempt to empower women and girls. Women empowerment programs must involve building the tools and resources necessary to strengthen the ability of women and girls to make decisions regarding their own life, especially in areas like sexual health, livelihood, continuing education, and the use of economic resources. Changes in the environment and society need to be made to prevent further atrocities against women and girls. It is imperative to educate both the rights holders and the duty bearers by articulating the rights of citizens and the duties of the government. This is an important step to ensure that both parties know about their individual rights, responsibilities, and roles in society. This will ensure a just and fair society where men and women are equally respected for what they are, the image and likeness of God. Before I end, let me leave here a vote of deep appreciation and gratitude to the CCBI Commission for Women, which has organized this event, to my dear colleague, Bishop Francis Callist, Chairman of the Commission, along with Bishop members Binay Kandulna and Gerald Lobo, and very specially to the dynamic Executive Secretary of the Commission, Sister Lidwin Fernandez, who with the help of dedicated collaborators took upon herself the greater part of the responsibility to organize this special virtual conference to its minute details. I am told she had a little health collapse these last few days, and yet here she is, bravely conducting the show. Wish you a quick and total recovery, Sister Lidwin. It is my earnest wish that the presentations as well as the conversation in this national conference will lead you all to a deeper appreciation of what it means to be a woman in the society and the church of today, amidst all the challenges confronting us, so that you may be able to give a more meaningful witness to the values of the gospel proclaimed by Jesus, the Son of God, born of a woman. The church in Goa joins me in praying for the genuine success of your conference. Thank you very much, and God bless you all abundantly.